Card 1, 20 words. Card 2, 29 words. Card 3, 34. Card 4, 35 words. Is it foolishness, bravery, or curiosity that allow people to believe it's a good idea to jump from a perfectly good airplane? For a paratrooper, it's a bit of all three, but most importantly, their confidence in their equipment and their training. People volunteer for airborne for many reasons. Some do it because it's a family tradition, some do it because they seek the thrill, and others because they simply want the honor that comes along with being a paratrooper. I spent 3 years of my contract in the Army as a paratrooper for the 82nd Airborne Division, and in that time, I jumped from an aircraft 15 times. This research has been a refresher for me since I have graduated airborne school and participated in many airborne training operations. This information is directly from personal experience and other official military and government web pages. U.S. paratroopers are an elite group of military members that have gone through vigorous training to be able to execute the demands of airborne operations. We will cover the uses and accomplishments of airborne operations, the certain demands and qualifications you must meet before attending airborne school, and the breakdown of airborne school, which consists of 3 parts. The intended use of airborne is to deploy by means of parachute behind enemy lines, take action within 18 hours of notification, and provide a battalion-size element within 72 hours. Airborne has accomplished many things like heavy drop operations, sending things like Humvees and howitzers out the back of aircrafts. On D-Day, paratroopers were deployed to protect the beach from being flanked. Soon after 9/11, paratroopers were deployed to an airstrip in Kandahar, Afghanistan. And in 2003, paratroopers were deployed. In 2003, paratroopers seized an airbase in northern Iraq. These are just several of their accomplishments. The certain demands and qualifications you must meet before attending airborne school is that you must be 36 years of age or less. You must pass the Army physical fitness test. You must meet the body composition standards. You must be able to complete a 5-mile run within 45 minutes. You must weigh more than 110 pounds and be at least 82 inches tall. And you must have an approved physical examination. Requirements a volunteer should also consider before volunteering for airborne school is that they are required a minimum of 12 months active airborne status. They will most likely be sent to an airborne unit for no less than 12 months, and they will frequently be asked to perform jumps, ballistic training, and other airborne duties. After you have met these requirements, you will then attend airborne school, which consists of 3 parts: Ground Week, Tower Week, and Jump Week. Ground Week is meant to introduce the fundamentals of exiting an aircraft, landing, and recovering. You will learn a parachute landing fall, which is a PLF. A parachute landing fall teaches you to use the 5 points of contact, which are the balls of your feet, your calf muscle, thigh muscle, buttocks, and pull-up muscle, all while keeping your feet and knees together. Then you'll move on to the lateral drift apparatus, which is a zip line simulated. You will then move on to the lateral drift apparatus, which simulates wind using a zip line that teaches students to use PLFs while in motion. Then you'll move on to the mock door training, which is where you learn the instructions and movements of exiting an aircraft safely. Then you learn the recovery process, which is unhook your parachutes to avoid being dragged. You will locate your weapon and your equipment. You will pack your deployed parachute, and you will find a parachute drop-off location and carry on with your mission. After you've overcome ground week, you'll move on to tower week, and this is where you learn to overcome your fears of jumping and gain confidence in your equipment. You'll then move on to a zipline tower right here, which is 34 foot tall. This is used to practice the mock door training, which you go over in ground week. To get a good exit from this, you must jump up 6 inches and 36 inches out to avoid any injuries. Then you move on to the 250 foot freefall tower, which is where students get comfortable with canopy control. After you've overcome tower week and ground week, you get to the final week, which is jump week. Jump week consists of 5 jumps at 1,250 feet. 3 jumps will be during the day, and one of those jumps will be with equipment. You'll perform 2 night jumps, and one of those will also be with equipment. And after you have successfully done those jumps, you will graduate, earn your airborne wings, and become a part of the airborne community. I'd like to wrap this up by reiterating that paratroopers are high speed because of the high standards and qualifications and training that they go through. Airborne operations require competent paratroopers to perform these duties, and that wouldn't be possible without the process that they go through to be called a paratrooper. As the airborne community would say, I hope you have an airborne day.